Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Today, we are going to talk about becoming a historian, and we're going to talk about primary and secondary sources. Your objectives for today will that you will be able to describe the difference between a primary and a secondary source. You'll also be able to analyze a primary source document by the end of next week. Before we get started into the lesson, I wanted to talk to you about a trip I took to Washington, D.C. this summer. It was called the Summer Teaching Institute for Primary Sources. I was able to join teachers, librarians, administrators from across the globe. So it was very interesting to me, and I want to bring it back to you. But before we get started, I wanted to show you a few things that I loved about Washington, D.C. Well, first of all, I got ready for my trip, and as you can see, I have everything that I usually have every morning here at Washington Elementary. This is the first picture I took as I got into downtown Washington, D.C., out the corner of my car. And this is the small bedroom unit that I was able to rent, apartment unit, in order to have a place to stay. So here we go on the metro piece. In order to get from where I was staying on another side of Washington, D.C., I had to take a train. It took about 10 to 15 minutes for me to walk to this station. But once I was in D.C., I was able to take a few of these historic home pictures, some beautiful statue pictures, and of course, the beautiful Library of Congress steps. By the way, guys, this has been one of my bucket lists to always be able to come to this specific library and study at it. It is an honor to have been able to do this. But before we got to work, I had to find the building that I would be training in, and here it is, the James Madison building. And I needed my identification, which is my Library of Congress official card, and coffee. So because we were in this special institute, we had a guided tour of the Library of Congress, and we're able to go to different rooms, reading rooms that the public would not be able to see. So this is us in the main hallway. This is the main reading room. You may recognize it a little bit from some movies that it's actually been in. And of course, just smell the screen if you want to smell all the beautiful and historical books that are housed here at the Library of Congress. There are so many books in the Library of Congress that they have warehouses in different states, and you are able to access them via computer, and then they are mailed to you. But these are actually one-of-a-kind special reading books that are held at the Washington, D.C. Library of Congress. Of course, I got to do some new things, and I was very nervous traveling by myself. So I did get to go down to Chinatown, and oh, yes, the Chicago Cubs were in town playing the Washington Generals, so this is what my train station looked like most every afternoon when I got out of class. Some fantastic food, and I was able to be in the middle of many current events that were happening that week at Congress. So let's get started and talk about primary sources and secondary sources and what I had to learn that week. I want to pass on to you.